Now, we all know about the RJ Barrett, Immanuel Quickley trade.
The core of this trade is Immanuel Quickley and RJ Barrett to the Raptors, and then, yeah, OG Anunoby is going to New York. And I like this trade for both teams, man. Like, I think we sometimes get too caught up in overpay, underpay. Like, the Knicks got the best player in this deal. Sometimes it's that simple. Also, don't sleep on Precious Achiuwa. The Knicks needed a center with Mitchell Robinson hurt. That's a good pickup. I also like the angle they took here. With every team seemingly just chasing first-round picks nowadays, they decided to pick up two actual good current players. I think that's a dying breed. But my real take here, I think this just swung the door wide open for a Donovan Mitchell trade next.
Now, I decided to give myself a few days to digest, see a few games with Anunoby in the mix before I made my final decision if I like the trade or not, how I felt about it, who won, who lost. Now, we got a video here saying it's an ultimate win-win. So we're gonna hear this man out. Shout out to the score. We're gonna hear him out. We go make a final decision.
The NBA's first significant in-season trade is done, with OG Anunoby headed from the north to the Big Apple, and Immanuel Quickley and RJ Barrett going the other way. Anunoby may have been the best player involved in the deal, but this trade has the potential to be a win-win for the Knicks and Raptors.
Now, I'll say, before we get too deep into this video, right, I really enjoyed the fit, right? I personally wasn't the biggest RJ Barrett fan. I didn't mind him, let's say, right? He wasn't it wasn't great, and in the playoffs, in clutch moments, he kind of disappeared. Didn't really fit well with what we needed from him as a 3-and-D wing. OG Anunoby, that man is definitely playing defense way better than RJ. He's taller, lankier, gets more rebounds, shoots that 3 ball really nice, right? And he doesn't need the ball, which is, I think, the biggest problem with RJ is he was a point guard, right? Who I guess grew to be a wing. He always had the ball in his hand to be his best, right? To get the best out of RJ, to get the best out of Quickley, he needs the ball in the hands. OG not so much, which I think is why it's a win for the Knicks. And now guys like Quentin Grimes, guys like, the Villanova boys, the whole bench is full of Villanova boys. All those guys can get more minutes, get more shine. So I think it's a win for the Knicks, and it's a win for the Raptors.
Who would have thought the season's first big deal would see an agreement reached between two teams currently embroiled in a legal battle? For a Knicks team closer to contention than the Raptors were, Anunoby's a perfect fit. The 26-year-old forward is a star in his role as an all-world defender and spot-up shooter, a connective piece who fits seamlessly within any roster construct. That the Knicks acquired OG while getting off RJ's contract and breaking up the Barrett-Julius Randle pairing is icing on the cake. New York was never sniffing a championship while paying both Randle and Barrett, two high-volume, poor shooters prone to bouts of tunnel vision and inconsistent defense. Randle had clearly established himself as something close.
Now, let's be honest here, fellas. Now, let's be honest. I'm real with y'all for a second here. I still don't like Julius Randle. I love me some Brunson, bro. Shout out to Dallas for giving us Brunson. I still am not a fan of Julius Randle. He's one of those guys that I would hate to play with personally. If his shot's not falling and he's not playing well, he's mopey, not playing defense, bad attitude. I don't think we need that in the Big Apple, personally. The fact that we haven't, as a community, gotten him up out of here yet is beyond me. Sometimes he does come up big. When he's feeling himself, when he's on, when he's hoping and he's in his bag, his bully ball. It's the opposite side, the downside, the negative. When the shot's not falling, he's not playing defense, like not getting rebounds, not boxing out. I can't deal with it, bro. In a playoffs, man, it's not good.
Closer to a secondary star than Barrett. And Anunoby should complement Randle and star guard Jalen Brunson better than Barrett did. It's also a pretty safe bet that the pending unrestricted free agent will remain in New York. OG is a client of the agency Knicks president Leon Rose once worked for, CAA. Rose's son is Anunoby's agent, and the Knicks have already stockpiled CAA clients on the court and the sidelines.
You certainly have a type.
It's not all roses for the Knicks, though. Pardon the pun. Losing Quickley hurts on several fronts. The up-tempo guard gave the plotting Knicks a different gear off the bench. And in replacing Quickley and Barrett with Anunoby, the Knicks now have a lot less self-creation. They're still another impact player away from full-blown contention, but they also might have just moved their best trade chip in Quickley. And assuming they re-sign OG, who could command a max contract that starts around $42.6 million a year, anything approaching max cap space is likely off the table this summer. Still, Anunoby's a sensible upgrade for where this team is trying to go. And if nothing else, throw-ins Precious Achiuwa and Malachi Flynn at least bring some untapped potential worth taking a flyer on, especially in the case of Achiuwa. As for the Raptors, this trade was about moving one step closer to a Scottie Barnes-led future. After being paralyzed by indecision for the better parts of 2 seasons, the Raptors had grown woefully stale. Toronto badly needed a breath of fresh air. Enter Quickley. As a fast guard who can create for himself, serve as a...
I'm so mad we lost Quickley, man. We couldn't trade nobody else, bro. Y'all didn't want Dante. Y'all didn't want Josh Hart, bro. Y'all wanted Quickley. That's the one guy I loved on the New York Knicks was Quickley, bro. I'm so sad to see that man go. R.I.P. Quickley.
As a pull-up threat and shoot from deep, Quickley's a perfect fit beside Barnes.
About 97% of you guys watching this video right now haven't subscribed, so I'd greatly appreciate it if you subscribed and like this video so I can know that you enjoy this content and I can keep bringing you stuff like this on a regular basis.
Over the last 2 seasons, Quickley's averaged roughly 15 points in less than 28 minutes per game while shooting nearly 52% inside the arc, 38% from deep, and 83% from the free throw line. Among 63 players who've attempted at least 4 pull-up shots per game this year, Quickley's effective field goal percentage of 53.8% ranks 6th. A 41% shooter on catch-and-shoot threes, Quickley's speed also allows him to attack closeouts and get to his floater range, where he's a 75th percentile finisher among combo guards, according to Cleaning the Glass. While not a pure point guard, he's a solid secondary playmaker who takes care of the ball and should thrive playing with a point forward like Barnes. He's also a good on-ball defender at the point of attack. With no star guard in front of him, the 24-year-old should finally be able to spread his wings as a full-time starter. The big question is whether Quickley's production and efficiency can scale up with increased minutes and usage. If it does, we're talking about Tyrese Maxey-like potential with more defensive upside.
He's good.
In turning Anunoby into a young guard who can thrive alongside Barnes for years to come, the Raptors also traded an unrestricted free agent for one of the restricted variety, with Toronto owning the right to match any rival offers for Quickley this summer. Now, for many Canadian fans, the inclusion of Barrett is what made this deal exciting. Given his age and the scoring skills Barrett possesses in a 6'6", 214-pound frame, the 23-year-old still has all-star upside. But the reality is he's been a mostly frustrating player through 5 seasons. Aside from shooting 40% from deep during his sophomore season, Barrett has scored at below-average efficiency from every area of the court in every year of his career. Meanwhile, his playmaking and defense have stagnated or regressed. He does provide more ball handling and self-creation than OG did, but the results have thus far suggested Barrett's not cut out for a primary or even secondary role. And to fit in as something less than that on a good team, think the role fellow Canuck Andrew Wiggins found in Golden State, Barrett would have to suddenly become a good 3-point shooter, as Wiggins miraculously did in his 7th season.
Hey, it could happen.
If Barrett can play himself into a role as part of the Raptors' Barnes-led future, or even to a point where he can be flipped for surplus value, then this trade goes from good to a home run for the Raps, who also acquired the likely 31st pick in this year's draft from the Knicks via Detroit. It will also be fascinating to see whether this move changes Toronto's plans for Pascal Siakam, who just weeks ago we were convinced needed to be traded. Does a more sensibly built core, with Quickley replacing Anunoby, mean Siakam and Barnes can better coexist? With one UFA now out of the picture, the Raptors might not feel the same pressure.
I personally think Pascal Siakam's out the door too. They gonna get whoever back for him, and they gonna build around Scottie Barnes. I think that'd be the best course of action for them. But honestly, like, Toronto's boring to watch. They have been for the past few years. They still are kind of boring to watch. I think you get Pascal Siakam out of there. You build around Scottie Barnes. And I think you see what happens the next couple years. I think that'll make Toronto very interesting. If Immanuel Quickley can take his game up to the next level, then you can get guys like RJ to step up. And whoever you get back for Siakam, say he goes to the Kings. Man, that team's gonna be way better to watch than what they are right now, I'll tell you that. But from a Knicks perspective, I think it's a W move if and only if we get somebody else, right? I think OG's cool. I think OG's cool. He's a good piece. I like him way better than RJ, so I'm happy with that move. But I'm not gonna be completely happy until we get back somebody. Let's get back. Let's go for DeJounte. Let's go for something. You know what I'm saying? I need one more piece. I need one more piece from you boys. Then I'll be happy. And honestly, you make me really happy. Really, really want to make me super happy. You gonna get rid of that dude fucking big old Randle. If you really want to make me happy, you get rid of Randle for just about anybody, bro. Give me another star. Get rid of Randle. Give me another star, a young star. Man, I'll be buying Knicks jerseys. I should get a Knicks jersey. Cause I feel like right now we wasting Brunson's prime. Brunson's balling at an elite level. And I want to win a chip, bro. I want to actually see a New York Knicks chip, bro. That would make my lifetime. I haven't seen nothing like that. It's not been alive. The closest thing we had was Melo. And that wasn't going nowhere, bro. Let's be honest. But speaking of things not going nowhere, Trae Young. Are we wasting his? Speaking of wasting primes, are we wasting Trae Young's prime, Atlanta? I made a video about Trae Young, and I'll leave this video on screen for you right now.